So we want to talk to you today about the journey, our cash collection journey for Siemens in the UK. A journey over a number of years, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but certainly we have reaped the benefits of this integration. So the start of our project, why did we want to do this? Why did Siemens take this decision? We were using an ERP system that wasn't functional for good old-fashioned cash collection. We wanted to improve our productivity, we wanted to improve our aging profile, and we also wanted to reduce our costs. Everybody wants to reduce their costs. And the objective, like I said, is overall to bring together all of those three items. So how did Saltech get involved, Irvin?
Yeah, we partnered with PEGA Consulting relatively early on. So we had the luck of starting this project together with PEGA Consulting, and basically I've been there since the beginning, since 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm. And what are the challenges that you had?
So I can talk about those challenges, but that would be from the IT, from the development side. So I would rather ask you first the business challenges that you were facing.
That's fair. My biggest challenge, and a colleague from PEGA actually mentioned it today, which I thought was quite apt, was regard to empathy and people. You cannot underestimate this too much. It was by chance, I have to say, and I will freely admit this, it was by chance that one of my colleagues over in Siemens in the US said, don't underestimate your people through this huge change. You've got to focus on them first, not what you are actually trying to achieve. I thought, sure, I want to improve my costs, I want to improve my aging profile, and so forth. But she was absolutely on the money. If I didn't take her advice, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So invest in advising your people exactly what is going on at every step and involve them in the decisions. If you don't, it will not be as successful as you desire. That's the biggest challenge, and I'm so glad I heeded that advice. And if I can just help one person in the audience today, people first, and then go with your objective. That was our biggest challenge.
Okay, so I can talk about the IT side or the development side. Number one, well, I would say the usual suspect. We were doing an agile project, but it took some time until we were getting real feedback from the business. So eventually, things got a lot more progress once you guys were providing us more accurate and more frequent feedback. Because we had a lot of show and tell sessions, but you weren't really touching the system until half a year.
They were showing, but we weren't telling.
Yeah. The rate of the pace of development was then very different compared to that. The other thing, location. We worked together with PEGA Consulting in Poland. The relationship was really, really good, but we still found that the client being in one country, our partner is in another country, and us in a third country caused some challenges. But that was relatively easy to overcome once we realized what were those friction points. Basically, we just had to make there is a clear responsible for all these areas, and then most of those frictions gone away eventually. We certainly underestimated the pain points coming from external dependencies, namely integration. We should have had workarounds them, so we eventually now, we're doing a lot more. We're making alternatives for uploading data manually, so in case we don't have the endpoint ready for the go live, which has happened. And then I think I will talk about later test automation, but we had great success with test automation early on, but we also found some of the limitations of test automation. All right, so what were the opportunities that you realized?
Yeah, the opportunities. PEGA CCMT, as we call it, is in the UK, it's my baby. I feel very, very passionate about it. And we have discovered the following. We have discovered increased automatic cash allocation, because When the collectors are putting what we call payment promises onto the accounts, it automatically interfaces back into our ERP system. It then automatically goes back to our delivery centre out in Bangalore, and the cash is allocated immediately off the account, so that we've got constant real-time collections data available. The second thing was, hopefully this will make some of you smile, we created a virtual collector. Her name is Sandra. I don't have to pay her. She never takes sick leave. She doesn't go on holiday, and she works on Christmas Day. She's amazing. She's fantastic. It could be a he. I'll have to work out a male name for Sandra. And also, a more important thing than this is because of the concept of this collections tool, I've been able to offer my team flexible working. So, as you know, it rains frequently in Manchester in the UK, and when the snow comes down, it's really deep, and they can work from home. They can now work from home. I couldn't have given them that before working on an ERP system, multiple ERP systems. So they now have the flexibility, and they've been doing this for 12 months. They're at home 2 days a week. In the next couple of weeks, they're going to be at home 3 days a week. And I'm getting more out of them. They're happier. They can fulfill their appointments, their personal appointments, and they're giving me more, and they're happy people. So it goes back to the empathy again. This wasn't staged. I promise you, this wasn't staged. So they were the big opportunities. So Irvin, tell us about the situation layer cake.
Yes, the situational layer cake. So this was I would say a cookie cutter case for the situational layer cake, because Siemens has how many? 20
countries.
Yeah, 20 countries to 20 different locations. And the idea was to have one framework application, and but we still have to deal with the local specializations of the local markets. So basically building one common product first, and then be able to deal with the different markets. So that's where the situational layer cake was really useful. However, I would mention that it does create some tough decisions for product management, because you have to be conscious about where do you intend to have a feature. So is it going to the framework, or is it going to the local layer? And you have to think about the maintenance cost as well, because it is a lot easier to implement it, but it does add to your maintenance overhead. All right, so maybe the before and after.
Then versus now. Right, there are a number of things I need to briefly discuss here. So, functionality. Basically, my team can conduct tasks now in seconds, not minutes. The departmental costs for productivity, the departmental costs are down dramatically. The automation, we've got part and full automation. Full automation, which is our Sandra, she is currently dealing with 20% of our collections. I've been able to reduce my heads by 4 in 2 years. Overall automation, where you've got a manual strategy, overall it's at 48%, I kid you not. These are numbers that we didn't anticipate, I have to say. And it's increasing. It's constantly increasing all of the time. We have various strategies that we've applied to our different markets, so that we can obviously get to the cash quicker than our competitors. We've also got implementation and then the ongoing functionality. Our collectors every single day, including this very morning, are giving us ideas to improve the system. And we couldn't do that without the support of these guys and without the use of the Asana tool that we use to communicate. So we don't have to be on the phone all the time, but it's good because we can be. But we've got this tool that we're constantly communicating all the time, and it's absolutely seamless. It really is seamless. We've been live since 2017. We do a lot of best practice sharing. We have transparency of all of the collections, which has then allowed us to allow our collectors to homework as well, which they hugely appreciate. Is there anything that you would have done differently?
Maybe a couple of things. So I don't want to sound too prescriptive in general terms, but yeah, do as much as possible to get the earliest feedback possible. And I mean real feedback. And maybe with test automation, we found that it gives you great results at the beginning, but then you quickly can get into diminishing returns, and only test what's stable, what's in the core, what's a core feature. The rest can wait.
Yeah, I would agree. And sharing tagline from me is what we've got now is an intuitive, bespoke system that allows our business to basically respond to fluctuations in the market conditions as well, with complete ease and complete flexibility. It's a must-have for any collections team, and I would highly recommend it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gail.